Welcome. I'm Emotional Michelle, and today we're talking about how to feel about COVID-19. Welcome to the I Cut the Mustard show, where a plant-based diet and small, simple moves make healthy change happen. And where we believe that you already have what it takes to slice through any barrier that stands in your way. Shing! You're sharp enough. You cut the mustard. Hey, how are you doing today? Today is my next bonus episode, the second bonus episode about COVID-19, the pandemic that's happening right now. I wanted to put together a couple of tools that you could use real quick while we are kind of struggling in this unique situation that we have. And today I want to talk about our feelings. And I'm actually not going to tell you how to feel about COVID-19, but I'm going to tell you how to feel about COVID-19. So you likely have a lot of feelings going on right now. You've got anxiety, you've maybe got worry, maybe you've got peace, maybe you are frustrated or annoyed at your family members. So I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about our feelings, how they show up in our body, and what we can do with them so that they won't get stuck. I know that I've personally struggled with repressing my feelings, and that is one of the reasons I had so many digestive issues for so many years, because we're taught from when we're little that we need to control our emotions. We need to stop crying, or don't make other people sad. Don't let them see that you're sad, or they'll be sad, or other situations. I know sometimes I end up doing it with my kids too, because I'm like, stop crying, So as a culture, we just don't really know what to do with our feelings. We've never been taught how to feel our feelings. And as a child, I would just bottle them all up because I wanted to be strong. I wanted to show other people that I was fine. And many times I thought I was fine, but obviously it was just all going inside of me, and I was holding it so tight that it was causing me lots of digestive issues later on. And I think the hardest part about having emotions isn't feeling them, it's resisting them. Whenever we have for example, there's a stressful situation going on, and I keep telling myself, I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't feel that way. It should be fine. I shouldn't be angry at that person right now. Then I just hold it all inside, and it builds and builds and builds and builds until one day I am exploding and screaming. My brain's out trying to get that energy out of me, right? So that's not what we want to do here while we're all at home. We don't want to be yelling at each other all the time. Or if you still have a job where you need to be out in the world, but you're stressed out, you don't want to be yelling at people or annoyed or angry, right? Or maybe you do, right? I don't know. How do you want to feel about this? So anyways, today I wanted to give you a quick tool that I created to help me remember how to process feelings so that they can just flow through me. I can feel them. I can acknowledge that that's a valid feeling, and then they can just move through me so I can move on and keep going rather than staying stuck and, turning to food and stress eating or yelling at my kids or other things that are less productive. And I don't really want to have those habits going on right now. And I think that you could probably agree. So before we get into the tool today, I wanted to quickly go over where our feelings come from. Feelings, of course, are totally natural. We have tons of positive ones going on all the time. We've got tons of negative emotions happening. And they all come from a thought, which we've talked about in the past, that there's situations happening around us, but those situations are neutral. Those facts are neutral. What that person said to you is just words. And whatever you make it mean, your thoughts about that thing that they said is what's going to cause your emotion, right? So something totally neutral could happen. Someone could say something to me like, look at your hair today. And I could interpret it as, oh no, they hate my hair. I can't believe them. They're so mean. And I could feel angry and upset. Or I could interpret it as, wow, they really love my hair. Isn't that so great? And I could feel wonderful about it, right? So maybe the same situation happens, but depending on what I think about it, I'm going to have a different emotion coming forward. And many times when we understand this concept, I think we do ourselves a disservice because now we know, okay, I create my own emotions. They're my fault. I should be able to control them all the time. And then you want to just fix everything real quickly. Or I control my thoughts. I should be able to change them real quick and control what I'm thinking and feeling. And last week, I talked about what's awesome about COVID-19 and the opportunity that we have to choose different thoughts about this experience that might open up our minds to opportunities, that we might be able to spend time with our family and enjoy the time that we have. But in saying that, I'm not saying that you have to. You get to decide what you want to think and what you want to feel. And sometimes we want to be sad. Sometimes we want to be angry. Sometimes we want to be stressed for a little while. And that's okay. You're not going to be able to control your feelings all the time. And that's totally fine. That's not the goal. The goal is not to control our feelings all the time. It's not to be happy all the time. It is to do life on purpose. So if a loved one is struggling or is diagnosed with the disease, then you want to feel sad about it. You want to mourn with them. You want to feel empathetic with your family members and spend time with them, right? You want to go through that process of mourning because it helps you connect with other people, right? And it serves its own purpose. Or if someone says something that you feel is not kind to you, you might want to be angry for a little while and just get that out. What you might want to control maybe instead of your anger is your reaction to that, right? So you might choose to walk away and then go be angry by yourself. So the goal isn't to just fix everything right away. It's not to be happy all the time. It's not to become robots where we just only think happy, positive thoughts all the time. And when I think about this, there's this funny book called this Mercy Watson series, and she's a pig. And the Watsons, they have this pig called Mercy, and they are just the funniest characters that they are so optimistic and kind of naive and in la la land all the time. And no matter what happens, they're just happy. Well, they're not always happy, but they just always look on the bright side and, oh, I don't understand. What are you angry about? And they have this neighbor who's always mad about everything. So it's kind of funny to see these two characters go through life. But for them, everything's fabulous and anything that the pig does is amazing. And she is a porcine wonder. And it's just funny to see them, right? So we don't honestly want that for ourselves. We don't want to walk around and be like this naive bubble where everything's happy and joyful. That's not what we want. We like to have emotion and dynamic things happening in our lives. But when that emotion gets too strong, we want to know what to do with it. So let's move on to the tool that I want to talk about today. And I call it Wonder. And this is just an acronym to help you remember how to process your feelings. So Wonder, WONDER. So the first thing that you want to do whenever you're having an emotion is just pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? Or what am I thinking? And you listen to yourself. O is observe. So number one, W, you ask, what am I feeling? 2, the O is to observe, to listen to yourself and trust that you know what's going on. So just simply pausing to acknowledge yourself and what you're feeling is so powerful. We love to go talk to our friends about what we're feeling because we want to feel acknowledged and validated about that feeling. We want to feel like it's okay to be angry in this situation. That's why we go talk about that thing that person said to me, because I want my sister or my friend to tell me, yeah, you should be mad about that. right? We want to be validated. So you can just go ahead and validate yourself. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Am I anxious? Am I annoyed? Am I angry? And then listen to yourself, observe, and just name that feeling. N is to name it. It's stressed. I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling angry right now. I'm feeling out of control. Usually it's just one word that we're looking for, though, that talks about an emotion. So an emotion is one word: stressed, angry, upset, out of control. And then the D, what you want to do is describe the feeling. So throughout this process, we're just looking with curiosity at our feelings. First, we're saying, what am I feeling? That's curious. You observe, you listen to yourself, right? With curiosity. What's going on in there? Then you name it. I'm feeling stressed. Then you want to describe it. See where that feeling is located in your body. What does it feel like exactly? Is it a tightness in your chest? I was talking to my daughter the other day who's angry. It's my hands. My hands are tight, right? So just observing what it's like in your body helps you feel it and kind of own it as well. So try to explain it to someone else as though you're describing how that feels. This can all happen in your head, of course, though. You don't have to pause a neighbor or stop someone on the street and explain what's happening. But you're describing it to yourself, right? And then E is to embrace it. Feelings come from thoughts in our brain, like we talked about, but whenever we resist them and we say, I shouldn't have this feeling, that's whenever they start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you describe it, you say, I'm feeling stressed, my hands are, tightness in my chest, that's where I'm feeling. Then you embrace it. Give yourself permission to feel that way. I should be feeling this, right? The virus is out there. People are dying. I'm worried. I'm thinking, what if one of my family members dies? Okay, that causes stress in my body. Of course I'm feeling stressed right now. I'm having that thought. I'm worried about my family. That's why I'm feeling stressed, right? Give yourself permission to feel stress. I again, to ask myself, what's awesome about this feeling? What purpose does it serve, right? What's awesome about stress? What purpose does it serve? Why am I feeling this way? It wakes me up. It lets me know that I'm stressed about something, that there's something in my life that might be dangerous. So you can take this opportunity to look at it and see if danger's really there. And then I like to just remind myself that I can do this emotion. I can do stress. I can feel it. I can do angry. My body knows exactly what to do. My body it can handle this emotion. It can take care of itself. I don't have to protect my body because it knows how to do anger and it knows how to do stress. It was designed to feel these emotions. So all of that is embracing it. It's knowing that feelings come from my thoughts and being okay with that. Of course I'm feeling this way because I'm thinking that thought. And just saying, what's awesome about this? What's the purpose of this? And that remembering that my body can do this emotion. It was designed for this. And lately, one other thing that has really helped me embrace it is to just say yes to that emotion and imagining it in your brain flowing through your body, giving it somewhere to go. I know it sounds kooky and woo-woo, but whenever I say yes and just let that emotion come in and I push it out the other way, I just let it flow through me, then literally I can take more on. I can move it through my body. It's not as I'm not as resistant, obviously, and I'm able to feel emotions more readily. So I do this with positive things as well as negative things. When there's joy or something exciting happening, I can take that emotion on into myself and say, yes, I love feeling this emotion. I can handle more of this. And I just let it flow through me and I let it come into my body, right? And then the R is to release it or resolve it. So you can feel it. And if you feel great, you just let it go without judgment. Like, of course, I'm feeling stressed right now. I'm having these thoughts. I'm worried about my family. And that's okay. And that's happening because I think there's danger right now. So I'm checking in. Do I need to do anything about that thought? Is there something that I can do to protect my family? Maybe I'm already doing all the things to protect my family. So I just say, thank you, brain. Thanks for letting me know, but I've got that under control. I've done everything I can do, and I release it. Or maybe you decide that you want to work on it and resolve it. Maybe I decide there is something else that I can do to protect my family from this. Or maybe I decide that I want to actively work and change my thoughts and find opportunities and tell myself, what if this amazing thing happens? What if this? What if this? What if this? What's awesome about COVID-19, right? So at that point, I can choose to just release it and move on, or resolve it, or I could also choose to resolve it later, like set a time. Tonight, I'm going to think about that a little bit more. But right now, I'm good. I'm scheduling a time to be worried later. All right. So just to recap, feeling our feelings, you can use the acronym WONDER to feel your feelings. So W, what am I feeling? O, observe, listen to yourself. N, name the feeling, give it a name. D, describe the feeling. How does it feel in your body? Where is it located? Like you're describing it to someone else. E, embrace it. Feel those thoughts. Let them come on in and visualize it flowing through you, or just tell yourself it's totally fine to feel those feelings. And then R, release it or resolve it. So that's WONDER, WONDR. What am I feeling? Observe it, name it, describe it, embrace it, and release or resolve it. And I love this process. The more you do it, you won't have to remember like, wonder, what am I supposed to do? But if you ever feel super stressed and you can't remember, it's a great acronym to remind you about what you can do to just let that emotion come in, accept it, let it flow through you. Try it out this week on one of those big emotions that you have. I'd love to hear how it works for you. And you can just leave it in the comments below. I'll have this acronym in the show notes, and possibly get together a little handout for you guys as well that you can download. So happy feeling your feelings. There's no right or wrong thing to feel right now. Just let them all come in. Accept all of them, embrace all of them. Of course, I'm angry right now when my kids are running around everywhere. I'm having thoughts that I can't do. I'm feeling out of control, and I'm having thoughts that they shouldn't be doing that, right? So that's why I'm feeling that way. Of course I'm feeling that way. It's totally fine. Of course I'm stressed right now. Of course I'm angry. All those things, totally fine to feel. Let them come on in, and your body can take care of itself. Have a fabulous week feeling your feelings, and I will talk to you soon. If you want to make some real change happen, sign up for a free 15-minute Make Your Move call today. It's a one-on-one sales-free call with me where we look at your goals and find which small move will make it happen for you. Go to icutthemustard.com/makeyourmove to sign up for the call today.